This is part one of a two-part video series where I will cover the tuning and the calibration of a drive-by-wire throttle body running on an AEM Infinity ECU. This part one will just cover the calibration to start with. We'll follow up with part two on the actual tuning of the throttle body. I should also mention that all of this tuning is done with the ignition on and the engine off. So the first step is to go ahead and fire up your connection to your ECU from your laptop. And once you're connected, there, we've got our green there. We are connected. Once you're connected, what you're going to want to do is go to the drive-by-wire wizard, up to wizards, go to setup wizard, go to drive-by-wire tuning right there. And what you're going to want to do to calibrate is you need to make sure that your drive-by-wire 1 user enable is selected. So go ahead and check mark that box there. Don't worry about the rest of this stuff. I assume you're not running two drive-by-wire throttle bodies, so this one will remain unchecked. But for now, what we're going to do is calibrate your primary throttle body. Go ahead and select drive-by-wire setup. And at this point, you're just going to follow the on-screen instructions. You're going to go ahead and leave this custom. This video is actually to tune any throttle body. However, AEM provides a host of throttle bodies on these particular factory vehicles that actually basically are preset. We're not going to use any of those. Again, we're going to assume that you have a throttle body that's not listed on one of these vehicles here as an OEM part, and so we're going to do our custom calibration. You're going to want to go ahead and check the calibrate sensor data only, and then go ahead and select start. And this is a brake throttle override. I disable this. You can leave it enabled. You can read through here and it'll tell you all about it, but it's a safety feature. But again, I don't run with this, so I disable it. Go ahead and select next. Gives you a little warning there. Okay, at this point in time, what we're going to do is we are going to sample the throttle at 100%. So what you want to do at this point is go ahead and depress the accelerator pedal all the way to the floor and hold it there. Now go over here and select sample, and you'll notice we are sampling right here with a progress bar, and it tells us we're done. At this point in time, you can let off of the throttle and go ahead and click next. So we've got our high point calibrated. Now we're going to calibrate our low point, which is our 0% mark. Again, in this particular case, you want to make sure that you do not depress the throttle. Keep your foot completely off the throttle and go ahead and sample. Again, you can see the progress bar right there. It's now done. Go ahead and select next. At this point in time, what we're trying to do is basically get the throttle to about 25%. You can see right here in these two bars, when we sample this, we want to try and maintain our throttle, our green bar right here, in between this high range and low range to stay in this 25% period. Now, unlike the two samplings, this sampling will start right away. So you've got to get your throttle up into this bar area as quickly as possible and just hold it there, and it will automatically sample on its own. Here we go. Okay, and again, it says done. So once you're done there, go ahead and let off. Go ahead and select next. And again, with your foot off of the throttle, go ahead and hit sample. And this will be the final step in calibrating your throttle body. Okay, it's sampling. You can see the progress bar down here. And at this point, I don't know if the audio will pick it up, but you should hear your drive-by-wire throttle body actually cycle real quick, and that indicates also that you've successfully completed the calibration. Go ahead and select next. Drive-by-wire setup is complete. Now you want to go ahead and commit those changes to the ECU. and changes are committed, and you've now calibrated your drive-by-wire throttle body. I usually at this point will do a save session just because I want to get that calibration saved off to a session file off onto my laptop. But in any case, this concludes the calibration step one for your drive-by-wire throttle body calibration and tuning. I'll see you in the next video.